What's up guys, it's Ping Pong. Welcome back to MasterGuides, where we create guides to help players rank up. Today is a special episode because we're going to be starting a new series called the A to Z series, where I cover a full gameplay of heroes in alphabetical order, starting from Aemon all the way to Zilong. Currently, we're at about 2% of people that subscribe, so if you want to help us see this series to completion and just support us as a channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with all your friends. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, a few things to know about Aemon is his shards and his invisibility. Using second skill before going into a fight and then using a basic attack is something that will increase your damage a lot more, since second skill can always be procced for invisibility. So you can just use it whenever and then go into a fight. A simple combo would be going in with second skill invisibility, basic attack, first skill, basic attack, and then ult. And that's just easy little combo to do to pretty much finish off any squishy target. The lower HP that they have, the more damage the ult will do, and the more shards on the ground will lead you to more damage for the ult. As you can see, just by using any skills, you can get more shards on the ground for it. And that's about it. So today we're playing Aemon in the jungle. You can also play him in the side lanes, but you might need to build some mana beads because he does have a little bit of a mana problem in the side lane. I'm going to be starting by taking blue buff because Aemon is a little mana dependent. So right here, these are my builds and emblems I will be using in this game. You can switch them up depending on what you need and just what the enemy comp looks like. I'll be starting with the blue buff just because the Litho Wanderer will be spawning up top, and I will want to get that just as soon as possible because he does have a little bit of a mana problem at the start. You will be wanting to upgrade first skill first just because it is going to have the shortest cooldown to get your cooldowns reset whenever you get that enhanced basic attack. I'll be hitting this a couple of times and saving my retribution to last hit it before the Granger can get it. So right here, I see Rafaela is in a little bit of a tight spot. I don't think I can get a kill with just the sheer amount of enemies over there. So it's best to keep farming and instead just not force a team fight when it's not going to guarantee a kill. So by prioritizing farm, I will be able to get level 4. And seeing the Saber and the Balmond having a little bit of a fight, he will be getting Balmond pretty low. So I think as soon as I get level 4 after getting red buff, I can rotate over and try and snag an early kill. By getting a couple shards on the ground right here, I would have been able to immediately delete him with my ult. But since he was a little bit farther away than I could get to, he ended up getting away. So Turtle will be spawning in the bot lane, so I'm going to be wanting to hover around bot and mid to try and secure that as soon as possible. I do see there is a fight going on up top, so by going more towards mid and staying in the bushes, I can try and get an early kill. I see Raph is getting taken out a little, so I'm going to try and help her out, and since Mathilda was pretty weak, I'm able to take her out. Even though the ult wasn't aimed at her, it did get her. So since some of the enemies are down, I'm able to get Turtle, and I see a couple buffs are spawning for Granger, so he'll probably be wanting to prioritize those instead of trying to steal Turtle. So this should be an easy Turtle for me, and since Cyclops came over and helped it out, I'm able to secure it. So something to note when playing against Aemon is you do not want to invade his jungle, especially after he gets level 4. The shards on the ground increase his ult by a significant amount based on the amount of them that are on the ground. And so by them invading my jungle right here, I'm able to just take all the shards on the ground and get an easy 2 kills and then try and chase, but without mana, he does struggle to get that last kill. So here I'm going to do a little bit more of a greedier play, which is trying to steal their red buff. I do see Raph and Cyclops are pretty close by to help me out if I do get into a little bit of trouble. But I am able to secure this thanks to Granger helping me out with his ult, and then I can just back off and continue farming and more in our jungle. So I'm going to be trying to just jungle up a little bit more and get some more levels before I rejoin and gank any more lanes. By being pretty low on mana, it does hurt him a little bit, just because he is mana reliant, because all of his skills need to be cast to get those enhanced basic attacks that really just complete his kit by giving him less cooldowns and resetting all of his skills. So by going back to base, getting more mana, I'm able to immediately start looking and trying to gank any lanes that I can. So I saw a bunch of people bot, so I will be rotating over for that. I'm going to be using first skill on the minion and getting a couple hits just to try and reset it, and then look around for any kills. I'm going to try and keep up my invisibility before going in on the Mathilda, so I get a couple enhanced basic attacks on her, hit her with the first skill, and then ult her. That's going to give enough shards that she will be going down. Here, I'm going to hit her with the second skill to slow her down, but she is going to get away even with Retribution. It just wasn't enough damage to quite secure that kill. So now I'm going to be wanting to go and secure Turtle, but first I will be trying to get my buff. Just right here, he is, again, mana reliant, so by getting buff early, it will help him secure Turtle a lot easier, just because he can keep using those skills to reset his cooldowns. I am a little bit not wanting to go in just because I didn't have all my cooldowns, but Mathilda ulting me and then Granger coming in was able to help me out a little. I did have to ult to get away from Mathilda and Granger, so you can use ult as an escape tool just because the invisibility procs immediately. Mathilda coming over to us was a huge blessing for donating a free kill for us, but the rest of my team was still over here. I was trying to help them out, but it was a misplay. I should have just backed off and let them try and leave as well. So after dying, I'm just going to look around the map and see around where everyone is, where all the enemies are. And as soon as I come back up, I'm deciding which lane should be the best to gank and where I should go next. So as soon as I respawn, I'm going to be using that second skill just to get invisibility and get that movement speed up to really be able to rotate around the map a lot more and just come from spawn a lot quicker. Getting a couple shards off by hitting this with first and second skill, and then noticing that there is going to be a fight towards mid. So I'm going to get a couple more shards on the ground just so I can maybe run up and get a free kill. But she does have a little bit more health and she does get a flicker. So I'm going to have to go in, hit her with a couple more basic attacks and end it with the ult. So after securing that kill, I see that their jungler is all by themselves. So we're going to try and converge on him, but he does have a little bit more movement speed than I thought. So he does leave and get out of there. Their Balmond also is able to leave, so then I'm just going to go back to farming, trying to get that advantage that I'm able to keep up, and so I can easily keep running around and ganking people. I see him back mid, but right now I'm not going to take that fight, and instead looking at the Irithel that's all the way top, and going towards that blue buff because I do need that mana. Getting the blue buff is really essential, but keeping up my first skill is also really important since there is going to be a fight breaking out towards mid. This Granger does come into the bush, which does help us try and secure the kill a little, but he is able to manage to get away. And right here, I should have gone back to base, not into those bushes where Balmond was just waiting for me. Always go more towards your team and more back to your base when you're low, instead of trying to hide out and then wait for another kill opportunity. Here I'm just panning around the map, watching everyone, and I am noticing a couple different builds. Like the Granger does have that fully completed Athena shield, which will make it a lot harder for me to end up ganking him by myself, and I do need to rely on those teammates a little bit more. Again, just as soon as you come up in the jungle, always get that red or blue buff as long as there's not a fight immediately happening. Here, I do need to rotate more towards the turtle. Make sure that they don't get it, but they do end up getting it because Granger is able to take it out really quick. Their Mathilda does come over and give us a nice couple kills because as soon as she does, Balmond's able to come up with her, and that's just an easy two-piece for Aemon. So Granger is going to be the next priority because he is their jungler. So right here, I'm going to get a couple shards and try and get my ult back up just because his passive and how it works is able to get all of his skills reduce their cooldown. Kind of like Cyclops, but with enhanced basic attacks instead. So I'm going to try and get my buff and then try and rotate to take out their jungler. He is really fed at this point, so I'm going to try and take him out before anyone else. We take out his immortality, but with the help of their supports and their mages, he is able to get away. So instead of trying to chase him, I'm going to go for the guarantee kill instead. Their Balmond does get me low, but thanks to Aemon's passive and able to heal continuously, I just hit a couple things with shards, first and second skill, and able to keep healing until I have enough health to go look back on the map and see that there are 2 kills right here that I'm able to get. I didn't have enough shards to quite get the confirmed kill on Balmond, but their ERFL doesn't truly understand how much damage Aemon can do. And so while trying to chase Balmond, he does end up getting away. So instead, I'm just going to try and get some cooldowns back from my first, second, and ult. I'm going to go around with the support and try and find anyone with Raphaela, but then our Cyclops and our Saber end up giving us a clue as to where they are and leading them back to the rest of the team. It's always something you want to do if you're playing side lanes, is just always try and get those number advantages. I'm looking for Granger over here and then going for his buff until Balmond decides to try and take me in a one-on-one. He quickly overestimates how much damage he's doing, and I'm able to get the kill and secure their blue buff, because now we have a little bit of a number advantage in their jungle. After securing that blue buff, I'm gonna try and take out this turret so that we can push up more. The middle turret is always one of the most important things to take, and as soon as we do that, I'm wanting to take Lord, but I noticed that they took out a couple of my teammates and that didn't make me too happy. So I'm deciding to go after their Granger first and then go for the rest of their team. He is their main damage dealer, so taking him out will always just really mess up their damage and make it so that they deal a lot less. As Aemon is an assassin, taking out the squishy heroes or their main damage dealers is going to be what you should always prioritize. He's great at killing marksmen and great at cleaning up those squishy targets. So after getting a couple kills and especially killing their jungler, I'm going to go for Lord. Aemon can easily solo Lord and has the simplest time doing it. I do mess up here. You want to use ult and then retribution when it's at about a 4th HP. Right there I did it when it was about half. That one just really, if you don't get the timing down right, they can snipe it, and that was just a little bit of a misplay by me. Luckily no one else was around, so I could get it without any issue. So now that everyone's back up, I'm going to get blue and then try and get ready for a team fight. I see a couple people mid, so I'm going to go for the easiest kill first, which is Balmond. That's just way out of position. And then I thought I had enough shards that I could just ult their Eudora and kill her, but no. So instead, I'm going to pick off the ones that I can easily one-shot and then go after their main jungler. I'm just going to get a few hits, and then Cyclops ends up stealing it from me when my shards were just chasing after him and taking my maniac. At this point, it's a wipeout. No one's coming up for about 20 seconds, so we easily have this game in the bag. So this concludes our first episode of the A to Z series and Aemon. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. Congratulations if you made it this far. You've just entered a surprise epic skin giveaway. To join, you must be subscribed to our YouTube channel, answer this video's question of the day, and you gain an additional entry for every MasterGuide video commented on. For full details of the contest, please check the description. This is our way of saying thank you for all the wonderful feedback we've received. We would like to especially thank Eve for being a big supporter to our channel. This would not have happened without you, so thank you. And now for the question of the day. If you get to decide the draft of your entire team, what would your lineup look like? Leave your answers in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name has been Ping Pong, and it's been a pleasure to be your host.